Okay, so today we will see that how can we transfer the data from one page to another. So say an example, I have a label here. Okay, so I have a label, text box and a button. What I want to do, when I click on this button, I want to go to another page, and that page should access the value of this text box. So for that, what I'm doing, I'm adding a page into my project. So add new item. So I call it webform2.aspx. So this also has the same structure. It is ASPX file, it has a code behind file and designer file. Now I'm on page 1. So there is a property of button which we called postback URL. In postback URL, we are basically posting to a page or to a web page or a website. Okay. So what I'm going to do here, I'm posting to webform 2. So what is this tilde slash means? Tilde means the root path, and for this root path is my project path. So root path is first ASPM, and under that I have webform2.aspx. So when I click on this button, it goes to webform2.aspx file. Okay, so let us see first how whether it goes or not. So let me run it. Okay, so you can see here there is a send button. So when I click on this send button, it goes to the next page, that is webform2.aspx. And if you click on this go back button, so it will go to the previous page. So basically what it is doing the post back. Now next what I want to do, I want to enter some value here, and when I click on this, that value should go to the web form 2. So for that, I will go to webform2.aspx. Okay, and let me add a label here, username. So when we are moving that from one page to another with the postback URL, now there is a property which is called the previous page. So I want to access the control from the previous page to this page. So for that, let me have a text box class. See, these all controls are ultimately a class, like text box, button. These all are the classes. So if I right click on this text box and go to definition, so you can see it is a class. So if it is a class, then I can create the object of this class. So what I'm doing, text box, I'm creating a text box class because I want to retrieve the text box from the previous page. So I'm saying text box t1 equals to. So here we have previous page class which has a find control method, and here I want to find my previous page txt button class value. So this is the ID, and I will go here find control. I want to find the txt name, but this I'm assigning to text box, so I need to convert this into text box. So I will say text box. So here what I am doing, from previous page, what is the previous page for web form 2 is the web form 1. Why it is previous page? The reason is because when I click on that button, it will post back to the page 2 or web form 2. Now for this is the previous page. Now a label I have taken on the web form 2, which is LBL username. So previous page is the inbuilt class where it has a find control method, and this if I pass the ID of that control which I want to access. So I say take that data because it is the find control is not by default of control type, so I need to explicitly convert it into the control type. So to cast it, I am using text box because I am getting the text box data. Now this T1 is equal to the text box value or the entire text box which is on the previous page. Now here I'll say lbl username dot text equals to t1 dot text. Okay, so label whatever I'm having now on that text property, I want to assign this property, this value. So let's run it. So here what I'm doing, say I'm putting a data value. So I'm on form 1, right? Now I click on the form on the send button, which will redirect me to the web form 2, and there I will access the data from form 1. So this way we can transfer the data from one form to another. Now let us see other ways also. How can we transfer the data from one page to another? So this requires a postback. Then we can access the data from the form 2. But it's not necessarily all the time we need to have a postback and then we need the data. Sometimes we want to pass some values as well. So how to pass the values? Okay, so one way we have seen through the postback URL. Other way is that in the webform.aspx, I have removed this postback URL and I am putting one on-click uh, event. On the on-click event, I am just putting one method btn send click. Here, what I am writing, response.redirect, go to page 2, means webform 2. So this indicates from the root directory to, so under root directory we are having webform2.aspx question marks. So this is my query string. So if I put a question mark, and that indicates my parameters of along with that URL. So I'm redirecting to a URL which has a parameter or a query string called name equals to. So this name equals to having some value, and that value is the txt name.text. So this is my form 1 code. So when I come to my form 2, I have a label lbl username. So now I want to print the value of the text box which I'm already passing here name equals to txt name.text to page 2. So I'll go here and I will say lbl username dot text equals to. So there is a property called request which basically gets the HTTP request object. Okay, so here request dot query string. So query string is nothing but after question mark whatever we are getting, and I want to access the from the query string the value name property. So I'm saying name. What is the value of the name parameter in the query string? Dot. I just pass to the toString. So so here I'm passing txt name. This is the name, and that value I'm going to access here with the request dot query string. Okay, so if I'm passing here any value, say Raman, and click on the send button. So on page 2, if you see the URL, in the URL it is saying question mark name equals to txt name.text from the page 1. So here it is having value Raman. So that value now I'm extracting through the page 2 by using request.queryString, not toString.